Hello. Yay! I think that's working. Okay, nice. Is that loud enough? Sorry, guys. We're gonna wait for a couple more people to get in here. He was muted. Can you hear me now? Yay! Is it loud enough? Perfect volume. Nice. It doesn't seem like it's that loud on my end. I don't hear anything. Check it out. I fumbled quite hard when I was about to start the stream. I was like adjusting my microphone. Actually, I took a power nap, which was super nice, well needed. And then I fumbled my microphone and I broke it, so I duct taped it on. So there you go. Yeah, a little bit of a blunder. So I wish it was a little bit different, but what do you get? That's what you get when you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the fourth somewhat annual subscriber Q&A. Woo! Well, it's good to see everybody here. I really appreciate it. It's been an amazing couple of months. I feel like some of the last couple of videos that I put out have gotten a lot of attention from you guys and a lot of appreciation. And I can't read all the comments anymore. But I read a lot of them. I read as many as I can. I can't respond to all of them. But I appreciate it. And people message me on Instagram too. And I read a lot of those and it's hard to get back to everyone, you know? I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate everybody that messages and watches and just comes out, especially to things like this. I genuinely, it means an absolute ton. And I can't believe we're at 800,000 subscribers. Like, what's that all about? Just this is my fourth full year of YouTube. Back in 2021 was when I tried to post a bunch of winter camping videos back to back, and I think it was the fourth one that went viral. And since then, I've been making a little bit of money, enough to go full time, and that was 3.5 years ago. And now we're at 800,000 subs, which is nuts. Which is real nuts. You get that 100,000 play button right there, closing in on 1 million, and then what? Who knows? So I guess the way this is going to go down is I'm going to have two of my brothers in the chat. Max and Ben are here. You guys know Max, and Ben's been in one of my videos. I got to get him out to a little bit more, but I'm just going to be answering questions. And I'm going to try to do my best to answer as many as possible, but obviously I'm going to miss some. But yeah, let's just start. Is the mic loud enough? Is this all good? Hello, can you hear me? Can I get a shout out? Rocky Collage 31. Shout out. Okay. Give me some questions. Have you been to Ligma? That sounds suspicious, that question. I will not answer that. What was your favorite trip throughout your career? Oh man, lots, so many. But honestly, there's one that I'm editing right now that I'm posting Saturday that I did with about there were 6 of us. 5 of us were YouTubers. Most of those guys, like, you'll know all of them. We just did the Dog River into Lake Superior. It was a hard one to film because, you know, there's a lot of tripods, a lot of people, a lot of talking. But honestly, that was one of the most demanding and cool trips that I've been on. You know, it's top 3 trips of my life, easily. It was just so sick. Yeah, so stay tuned for that Saturday. Xander, what's the worst piece of gear you ended up bringing on a trip and regretting it? I don't know. I always overpack. When I get to camp, I always end up with just like so much stuff in my bag that I don't end up using. I can't think of one piece of kit that I absolutely despise. I'm sure Max might know something that I absolutely hate. Any potential videos with Joe? Yeah, I'd absolutely love to hang out with Joe. He's a great guy, and it's about due time that we get out for something. We kind of been talking a little bit, but the next couple of weeks or months might not work out. Would you ever do the Pacific Coast Trail? Yeah, man. I mean, that's sweet. That's such a investment, though. That'll take what, like, months to do. But yeah, that's definitely something right up my alley that I would, you know, absolutely love. With the camping culture being so popular in Japan, any plans on having a trip there? So I actually lived in Japan. I lived in Tokyo and Minato-ku for 4 months in like 2014 or 15 or something like that. Absolutely love Japan. I climbed Mount Fuji while I was there. I have a Mount Fuji video on my channel. It's one of my oldest videos. But I absolutely love that place, and I have no plans to go back. But I mean, if the opportunity arises, yes, in a heartbeat. Do you know Mav, the guy who does camping in a truck? No, I've never heard of Mav. No, of course I have. Mav is massive, and it's a big inspiration. Huge inspiration for me to do that truck camping videos. Those truck camping videos from a few. What was that, last year around this time? Yeah, huge inspiration. Yeah, of course. I would love to collab with Mav. I've never reached out to him though. Does he know I exist? I don't know. You ever coming down under? Actually, so I was invited on to do a potential collab in New Zealand next year, but nothing's fully confirmed. And I would love to go to Australia, man. Some of the YouTubers that are in Australia that are filming on the beach and just filming in coral reefs and stuff, like that's like YBS Youngblood and oh god, Scotty on Walkabout. Who else is down there? Silly Swagman, and who's that other survivalist? He's tip of my tongue. Yeah, man, they're filming some awesome stuff down there. It's just absolutely beautiful, you know. I don't know how well I would do standing on my hands the whole time though when you're on the underside of the world. Okay. Yeah, field days, that's right. So my brother here, he's trying to jump in to help. I'm not sure how I can help you out, Ben. Text me your mod name and I'll add you if I can. If you hear me. Do you ever plan on doing content in BC? I have no plans, but yeah, man. I mean, it's about due time. I head out there, do some stuff in the mountains. I got some friends that do climbing and skiing and lots of really cool stuff. So yeah, I gotta head out there for sure. Oh, thanks for all the donations. Dave Churchill, how big of an influence was Les Stroud for you? I wouldn't say I mean, for Les Stroud's, he's definitely carved a huge path in this industry, and it's hard not to take motivation from him. I did watch a lot of his stuff growing up, and it was always like an admirable and wild that he would self-film, and especially back when he did it, especially with the technology too. And the trips that he does are way more extreme than I would ever do, and or at least that I've ever done. I'm hoping to work my way up there, but yeah, I'd say he's an inspiration. I mean, it's hard not to take inspiration from that guy. He's incredible. I didn't watch as much of him when I was younger as you would have thought, though, but I watch more of him now than I did back then. And yes, I'm inspired by him quite a bit. Watch you all the time from Tony Ramosel. Watch you all the time from Colorado. You ever try camping out here? I've been camping in Colorado years and years and years ago. Love to go back, man. You guys have so much going for you in Colorado. What an amazing place. Would I ever come to England? Yeah, man. Just give me a reason. Like, give me like what I've been doing now is, yeah, if there's like a package plan trip idea, like, hey, come here, do this. We got this, like, you know, we're looking for this mysterious fish, or we got this mountain we want to climb. Like, hit me up, man. Like, anybody with a solid idea, and I'm always looking for prospects for cool trips all over the world. You know, I got some cool trips planned for this year, like some awesome ideas, but I'm always looking for others. You know, like my buddy up in Nunavut, Mark Asplin, he just reached out to me out of nowhere. I didn't know him. He reached out to me on Instagram. I'm not like, if you have a great idea, yeah, feel free to reach out. It'll be hard for me to get back to everybody, but Mark reached out to me. He's like, hey man, come up to Nunavut. We got some cool ideas. And he set all these ideas up for me. And it was hard not to want to go. And it was an amazing time. Mark was awesome dude, and he set me up, and we worked together. And he actually raised some money for us from the Nunavut government, and we were able to make a video, which was awesome. So if you guys have any ideas, hit me up. Instagram is the best place to meet or to do that. I can't. It's hard for me to get back to everybody, by the way. Thank you for inspiring me to turn my life from drugs and nicotine to a life outdoors and my own channel. You really helped me, mate. Appreciate you. Says Dopey Dillbag. Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. dude. It's always cool to hear. And yeah, isn't life better? Like, isn't life better? When you give up all that crap and you just like turn to the outdoors. Like, I mean, there's lots of other things you can turn to other than drugs and alcohol, but man, the outdoors are a pretty damn good place to turn. You know what I'm saying? Northwest Fishing Secrets. Let's go camping at Mountain Lake. Man, that sounds sweet. Northwest Fishing Secrets is an awesome YouTube channel. He's out in the West Coast, and he's an amazing fisherman and content creator. Yeah, man, let's do it. Let's do it. Don't go spending it all at once. Love from Great Britain for that. Thank you for the €2. All right, let me see here. Wait, let me see if okay. Just give me 1 sec, guys. I'm gonna see if I can help add my brother as mod. I don't know. This might be too complicated. Oh, here we go. Permissions. Oh, here we go. Ben, what are these usernames? Okay. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. Yeah, that's not working. Okay, sorry, Ben. This is not working for whatever reason. Oh, yeah, not working. Sorry, Ben. Maybe try a different account or something. That's not working for me. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's back to the live stream. Okay, my bad, guys. We need to collab with Luke from the Outdoor Boys. Man, Luke is just killing it. Like, he's just such a lovable human and an absolute like machine. He just works so hard, and it's so well deserved, all the attention he's got. Amazing individual. When are you going to come to Mexico again? I don't know, man. Love to come at any time. When are you going to do a camping trip with fans? Okay, man, I would love to. The problem with camping with a fan would be there's lots of issues. It's like, where does that person live? Do they have gear? How do I get them over here? What if they're like, what if they're a complete novice, or what if they're difficult? What if they're a murderer? What if they just want to steal my underwear and sell it on the internet? There's so many questions that come with that. And honestly, I feel so busy with all this other stuff that I have that it's kind of just, every time I think about it, kind of just gets pushed to the side. $100 donation. Wow. From Shark Ack 51. Xander, thank you for all the videos. I'm not able to get out into the wilderness as much as I wish, and it's a joy living vicariously through you. Your personality and genuine nature is amazing. I wish you the best and look forward to what's next. Andrew from Michigan. Thanks, brother. It's so nice of you. When are you coming to Florida? I don't know. Probably next time Clay invites me. What age did you start climbing? Man, when I was like 28, maybe. Yeah, actually. So I injured my finger, my pulley. I don't think I fully ruptured it, but I sprained it. At least sprained it. If not, it's like a tear or a partial tear of my A2 pulley. So that's a bummer. Yeah, some people saw like a ring on my finger in the last video, and they thought I was married. That was just a little key ring that I found on the ground that I used to help with the damaged finger. Anyways, it'll heal in a matter of months. But yeah, no, more climbing is on the agenda for sure. That wasn't the question, but I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna be climbing in the future. More island videos. Yes, man. There's gonna be more island videos. I'm setting one up for October, and I got a cool other survival video happening in August, which will cut into my canoe time, but well worth it. What's your favorite skit you've made for a video? One of my favorites was the Coldplay Yellow. Oh yeah, cool, man. I'm glad you like that. I mean, Gustavo, when he comes around, he's usually pretty funny, but I haven't seen him for a while. He's in the woods somewhere, but he always makes for some fun. Finally, oh yay, Ben. Hey, what's up, bud? If you guys know, Ben Budnick's my other brother, other than Max, and then I got Dylan. He's busy. He's busy with his life. He has things to do that are more important than this. Let me see here. What is your fitness regime? Go every day that you have enough energy to, if something doesn't hurt, you just go. I just go every day that I have, like, I just go every day and do what I can. And usually I do like, I start with like legs. I love doing squats now. I used to hate them. Now I prioritize it. Now I love it. Do squats and then like Bulgarian split squats and some other things for legs. And then I'm loving doing bench press and deadlifts and stuff, but I just like rotate through what doesn't hurt. And I go every day that I am home, unless I like feel sick or stuff. Sometimes I show up at the gym and I'm like, wow, today is not the day. And I'm there for 30 minutes. I think the hardest part about going to the gym is just going, right? So just go. Amber says, how did you learn to navigate in the backcountry? Good resources you can use to find places to go. I use maps on my phone usually. That's usually such a great tool. It's like your phone, you can pre-cache maps on your phone. I know it's not the answer people want to hear. I don't use like Moss and Compass very often, every once in a while. But I use iHunter maps for Crownland. That's how I find Crownland spots. If you are planning a canoe trip, or if you're on a canoe trip, you can download maps on Avenza. Avenza is also a great place to have maps, or Google Earth, Google Maps. Max is really good at that stuff. And the best way to find Crownland is to cross-reference the Crownland Use Policy Atlas or iHunter, which both show where Crownland is. Cross-reference that with Google Earth to find routes, like ways to get to that Crownland. Kim says, oh no, this is hard. So many questions. Thank you guys for all the questions. I can't read all these, but I keep them coming though. Let's just, how old am I? I'm 34. Xander, would you consider doing a sailing trip? Yes, please. I would love to do a sailing trip. I want to learn to sail. I think in my 50s, I will be on a boat sailing the world. That's kind of the plan. If that happens sooner or later, cool. But I'm kind of like pushing that. Like, I would love to do that. There's definitely a thirst and like a desire to be on a boat. I had a moment when I was coming back from that survival trip in Panama where I was like on a boat coming back to the mainland, and I was sitting at the front of the boat. The wind was in my face. Like, we're just going through the ocean, the smell, some seabirds, and I had Master and Commander soundtrack in my ears, and I was just like, yes, I need this. So good. Will you ever go to the Philippines? Yes, I'm sure I will at some point. How old am I? I answered that one. 34. A few people want to know more about the Yukon trip. Okay, so I will be flying to. Should I say the river we're doing? Maybe. No, we're gonna not say the river that we're doing. Not yet. But it's a solo 14-day trip. Class 2, bit of class 3. I just picked up a fly fishing rod today. So stoked. It was like a kit, so otherwise I would have had to spend like way too much. But yeah, nice rod, nice reel. I got the whole shebang. Super stoked for that. I'll be leaving mid-July, and yeah, I am so excited. Jim's a little nervous for me, but I think I should be all right. Do you ever use Royal X canoes, or do you use Kevlar? Royal X, if you can get it, man. So my Novacraft actually got a little bit dinged up. The tough stuff got a little dinged up on my last trip. So Novacraft is nice enough. They're going to be fixing the skid plates that I damaged from the last trip. So I'm going to be taking patches out. I'm going to be taking patches out on my trip with John, Ontario. I'm sure you guys have heard of John from Lost Lakes, smaller channel, much little itty bitty channel, and a little itty bitty content creator. Hopefully you've heard of him. Me and him are going to be heading out next week for 2 weeks. I'm not married, no. Okay. I'm just kidding about John. He's obviously a big content creator. He's killing it too. Brad B says, Xander, what is your camera setup for a long trip like the Yukon, and does that differ from short trips? So the Yukon's gonna have very few portages, which is great. So I'm definitely gonna be bringing my second. Well, I need a second body, but I'm gonna bring the big bazooka lens that some of you guys probably saw in my last video, in the Algonquin video. Definitely bringing that because there's gonna be tons of hopefully tons of wildlife. But yeah, I'll be using two cameras. I usually shoot on the A7. I always shoot on the A7S3, and that's right here. That's what I'm using right now. And currently, I used to use the 24-105 f4, but after years of abuse, that thing totally came apart. So it's Dunzo. And then I decided I would try out this 16-35 f2.8. And it's quite wide, and I like it for some shots. Well, most shots, I quite like it. It lacks certain things, but it's a style, and I like it. Come to Sweden, okay. I prefer bubblies, by the way, but bubbly doesn't make coconut. They make like apple and raspberry, but they don't make coconut. What's that all about? A few people are pointing out the title says 600K instead of 800K. Yes, we've gone back. We've lost 200,000 subscribers. Yeah, that was a mistake. I'll fix that. Okay, a lot of the same questions. Did you take classes for survival canoeing? I didn't take any classes for canoeing, but yeah, for a lot of the survival trips I've done, I've definitely take courses for. A few years ago, I took a course with Kylan from Lure of the North. She's here in Ontario, and she taught me a lot about wild edibles and fishing and just like basic survival skills. That gave me the confidence to do some of my first no food challenges. And of course, like some of those no food challenges are like very basic, like you can go 3 days without food, but still tough, you know. And then I did a survival course when I was in Panama, when I did that island survival. And then I'll be doing a survival course in the Amazon in August, and then doing a survival video. Should be fun. I wonder if you heard that. Did you hear that? I don't know. I'm whispering. Are you real? Yes, I am real. How many drones have you broken? One. I have on my second drone. Do you take poop classes? Yes, I do. I take poop classes all the time. That's how I learned how to poop. Why are you whispering? I don't know. Why are you whispering? Ever thought about a motorcycle backpacking trip? I feel like I have too much gear for that, to be honest. Who's better looking, you or Max? Max. With Joe Flowers. Can you stomach coconut after your Panama trip? Yeah, man, I still love coconut. These are coconut LaCroix. I'm drinking coconut. I love coconut. Someone asked, how do you manage making videos and doing all these trips? Well, usually what it used to be was I would go out for, say, a week, and then I'd come back and I'd edit for a week. I'd give myself about a day to edit a day that I was out. So 7-day trip equals 7 days of editing. Now I find myself, wanting to enjoy my life a little bit more when I'm home, like go to the gym, hang out with friends, putter around. So it takes me a lot longer. So I feel like, and the one thing too is like, it's important for me not to burn myself out. So I don't post nearly as much as I used to, but I find that, I'm much more relaxed and chill, and the goal is to do this for a long time. So I prioritize my happiness so I can post, so I can keep posting into the future. What am I getting at? Yeah. So I usually just edit. I just like do a trip, come home, edit immediately. My Algonquin trip, I actually hired an editor, and he killed it. He absolutely killed it. And I'll be hiring him for my next trip. Too. So I plan to actually hire editors for more trips in the future, or for more videos in the future. And that'll obviously, like, that's expensive. So, sponsorships come in to help pay for those, as well as some of the trips that I have planned. And sponsorships are going to become much more like, I want sponsors video, like, now that we're on the subject, it's like sponsors are going to come into this channel a little bit more, not more than they are, but they're here because they do allow me to do bigger trips that I really want to do. and that's to make awesome content. And it'll also allow me to, put that, like, some responsibilities on the editors who can do a better job than I can, so I can do more videos, if that makes any sense. I can teach you how to surf in Australia if you travel. Oh, thank you, Spiky. Great videos. Keep it up. Oh, thanks for the $100. VIP pools and spa. I'm guessing that's what it says. Great videos. Keep it up. I know how hard it is to video and edit these videos. Way harder how you and Lost Lakes do it. It's hard, but like, you get used to it, if you have a good computer and like a nice big screen and setup, it just takes time. Just takes time. How did you start traveling for a living? Did you save money or slowly did it to YouTube took off? Yeah, like, it was like I used what was in my backyard to create my channel, and that was the opportunities for camping here in Ontario. So costs were relatively low once I had the gear to start filming videos. And so, yeah, so it wasn't super expensive, but now that I'm making more money, I'm able to travel more. So if you would like to become a travel YouTuber, the best thing to do is probably, well, I wouldn't quit your job. Like, I wouldn't go full force. I would definitely do like minimum viable products. Like, start with, like, using your phone and filming things locally, and learning how to edit and learning how to film, and all that. And then, once you're kind of more comfortable with things, you can like start investing in like bigger projects. But yeah, start locally if you can, because like, you're gonna have to learn a lot as you're on your journey. Were you scared the first time you went out alone? Absolutely. Yeah, man. Everything's out there to kill you when you're up in your head, bears and murderers. But now, once you, like, I've camped in the woods last 4 years. I think I've camped in the woods something like 300 days, maybe like even a year worth of my time has been spent in the woods over the last 4 years. So yeah, once you like don't get attacked in the middle of the night for that many times in a row, you kind of realize that there's nothing really out there. I mean, I haven't encountered a bear in the middle of the night, so no, I haven't encountered a bear. Full-time mukbang channel when? Yeah, right. I don't think I could mukbang every day. I like to do a variety of different videos on my channel. I'm so happy that you guys like watching. I don't want to do survival videos every time. That would kill me. Canoe camping, I could probably do a lot of that. That's a lot of fun. I couldn't do winter camping all year. So glad there are seasons. Thank goodness for seasons. But I like having a variety of things to do. What's the scariest experience camping alone? Oh man, I don't feel like I've had many, to be honest. No. I mean, like a moose encounter, like that stuff's a little scary. Thanks for the content center. Here's my contribution. Thank you, Henry. TCFD says, how do you keep so lean? I don't know. I think I'm kind of like, man, I think my metabolism is pretty strong, but I'm pretty hyperactive. And I think my metabolism just like burns things. And I don't know. I try to keep pretty active. Try survival camping using only 3 tools. Yeah, that's a good idea. I did something like that with like a stick of gum, a pocket saw, and flashlight earlier this year. It was kind of fun. Do you use insect repellent when camping? Yes, I do. What is the best? DEET for everything, and then a Thermacell for mosquitoes. Thermacells are incredible. Recently got chiggers from hell. Does deep woods off work well? I don't know too much about chiggers, to be honest. That's not something that happened that we have up here in the north. Come to Australia, please. Probably at some point. Do you find inner peace in the woods? Yes, absolutely, I do. Yeah, I do. I found when I was drinking before years ago that when I would be out in the woods, I wouldn't really think about it at all. I would just be like when I was in the middle of a camping trip, my brain would shut off to it. Didn't care. I was immersed in what I was doing, and then I would come back to society and get right back into it. Rainforest camping ever? Yes, probably in August. That trip is planned. It's not paid for yet, though. Are you coming to the East Coast, Nova Scotia, Canada? I would love to. What are your thoughts on hammock camping? If you can sleep comfortably in a hammock, go for it, man. It's a pretty efficient way to camp, especially in warmer climates. Are you coming to various locations? Northern Sweden, New Zealand, Adirondacks. I've been to the Adirondacks. I might be going to New Zealand next year. Northern Sweden would be amazing. Do you have any dream places to travel internationally? Man, I want to go to Africa. I want to go to South America. These are like general places. Like I've never been to some of these. Man, I was looking at that the other day. Madagascar looks like a really cool place, but like, what do you do there? Just seems so foreign and different and unique, and I don't know. Do you and your brothers ever get competitive about your YouTube channels, or is it all love? It's all love, and there's not much competition, to be honest. Max is doing great. He's finding his stride, and he's quite killing it. His videos are getting better and better. Do you and your brothers already read that? Yo, man, I see the genuine side of you. It's good. What brought you to that point? That is a good question. I think actually I was thinking about this kind of recently, and it's like, I have a lot of talk with other YouTubers about, finding success in as being a content creator. And I think that everybody has their own, personality and who they are and what they can contribute. And a lot of people try to emulate other people's styles of YouTube and their personalities because they see success there. But I think there's quite a large desire for just genuineness and genuinity. And I think viewers can see that. And so if you are a content creator and you're disingenuous, I think it's kind of like people see right through that. So I think tapping into who you are truly is the best way for success. And also I feel like over the years, I just got more comfortable being myself. You put a little bit more of yourself out there and you get feedback, and it's okay. And you're a little bit more yourself, and you find people that accept you for who you are. And honestly, like putting myself out on the internet to hundreds of thousands of people and getting the feedback that I do from you guys is giving me an absolutely massive ego. So thank you guys for making me a big old butthead. I'm joking. No, I'm just very confident now. And yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyways, next question. Would you ever go to Russia? Yes, I would love to. Maybe when in times of peace, TCFD, thank you for your donation. Your videos got me through a lot, and I started doing my own solo backcountry trips. You shared your story of overcoming addiction, and the content in general helped me find peace. Thank you, man. Yeah, keep up the content, man. Keep working at it. Honestly, like when it comes to content creation, just like keep trying. It took me years and years and years to find my voice, and I wasn't always creating all those years, but I eventually found my voice and my calling, and things have been pretty good. 800,000K. Pretty cool. Are you interested in mountain climbing? Yes, I am. Happy birthday, Cindy. How about that Starliner launch? Starliner? You mean like, I didn't see that. Interesting. Okay, they launched today. That's the Boeing one, right? What happened to the mullet? It's gone. That was so 2023. How is your Forerunner doing? The muffler fell off. Me and Max drove up to the Dog River on Lake Superior, and the muffler fell off an hour into our journey, so we were straight piping it. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that happened, and we fixed it with some wire and tinfoil, and it worked relatively well for a short amount of time, and I got it fixed for $300, so we're happy. But I'm driving up north to go meet up with John. We're doing WAB again, Wabakimi, and I'm not going to say anything about the truck because something might happen. Have you ever thought about hiring an editor for your videos so you can just focus on camping and recording, or do you like editing? Thank you, Craig. Yes, man, I've been hiring an editor. He did my last video. I edited this video, but in the future, I want to have an editor work on a lot. I would like to be tripping more, but I don't want to be tripping so much that I'm never home, especially in the wintertime. I kind of like editing because then I don't have to be out in the woods in the winter for the whole time. But yes, I definitely want to be tripping more. Bigger trips with sponsored videos that I could put onto like bigger, more expensive trips. Well, like for me, like the goal is to just live an awesome life and be able to share that with you guys. So, and I'm so grateful that I'm kind of in that position. It's kind of insane to be honest. But yeah, the goal is to like live these cool journeys, like go on these cool journeys, go on these amazing adventures, and then be able to, which will probably be more expensive, have part of that paid for by the sponsors, and in which I will only take on sponsors that I actually use myself and that I can get behind. And then that money will go towards paying for things like editors and the trip, and then extra money would go towards my life, which would be nice. But yeah, I want to do bigger trips and hiring a editor full time. But I'm always looking for more editors. Currently, the one that I have right now is really good, but he's freelance, so he's got other people that he works with. I'm not married. What's your favorite tent brand? I'm using the Durston right now. It's a sick tent. Dan Durston's like, man, that thing is sick. The only issue that I find, it's not an issue with the tent. It's an issue with camping on the Canadian Shield, which is all bedrock. A lot of tents, you have to stake them out to keep them up. And the Durston is like that. If you have soft ground, you can just stake it out. It's an amazing tent, super light, amazing design. But the Canadian Shield's all bedrock, so you have to like rock it out. So I'm probably going to be using more of a freestanding tent this year because I'm going to be camping on bedrock more. Are there any hidden gem parks in Ontario you recommend? I don't know about hidden. I love Temagami. Bruce Trail is pretty cool, man. If you're just like going for hikes. What else? Man, Pakasa. Pakasa is awesome. I wouldn't say that's a hidden gem. I don't know. I'm going back to Wabakimi. That place is pretty cool too. But be quiet. What's my social security number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do you have a dog? No, I don't. Here, one sec. Have you seen the movie The Alpinist? Yes, that's an amazing movie. $200 dono. Oh, I missed the $200 dono. Okay, here we go. Oh, at South Padre for the Starship launch, the SpaceX Starship launch, 4th launch. We were here when you were. Nice. Shout out to my wife, Lynn, and her girlfriend, Carla. Enjoy your videos, entertaining and relaxing. Thank you, Tim Lynn. That's awesome, man. I'll be watching the Starship launch tomorrow morning. I've seen them all so far, all 3. One of them, the first one live, which was one of my favorite events that I've ever been a part of. And if you guys ever get the opportunity to go watch a Starship launch, go do it. South Padre is an incredible place to hang out and just like, it's like a beach. It's a beach. It's kind of like a more, it's like Miami Beach, but a little bit more low key, like less pretentious. And there's also rockets launching there. So you can hang out as you're waiting for a rocket launch and then like hang out on the beach. I kite surfed. I learned to do it a little bit. And then watch that Starship launch, which was insane. So yeah, Tim Lynn, man, I'll be looking for you in the crowd. Zedder, you are just as good looking as Max. Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you. Hammock camping soon. Maybe. Are my feet fishy though? Yes. No, they're not actually. Least favorite trip throughout this channel? I don't know. It's hard to pinpoint. Maybe some of the earlier ones where I'm just kind of like going out into the woods for like purposeless. But then I was just like learning. I think everything I've done in the last year and a bit, I've just absolutely loved. Do you still cut your hair in the backyard with an axe? Yes. What were you doing for a living before YouTube? I did a bunch of odd jobs. I was a carpenter for a while. I helped run my mom's family business for a good couple of years as I was like trying to like work this YouTube thing out. I worked as a male model for a number of years. I was always kind of part-time. I was a professional alcoholic. That took up a couple of years, things like that. Can you please send a shout out to Rui? Shout out Rui. Any unsafe moments? Not many. If cheese gets its picture taken, what does it say? Cheese. Can you please no more shout outs, Natty. Any plans to come down to the Appalachia and do some camping? Yeah, man. I would love to climb some more of the Appalachians. Can I hire you for a model shoot? Probably not. Would you release merchandise? Yes. Well, I actually I have an idea for some clothing that I want to make. It wouldn't say Xander Budnick. It would say something else. And I kind of like a new brand identity. I think it's really cool. I haven't implemented it yet. I really want to. If anybody knows anybody that can help me like make clothing and a website and all that stuff, and it's just like a guy, I have some ideas. I'm just like, honestly, I'm just like juggling so many things that I have not done that. How long does it take for you to edit a video? So I used to edit about, 1 day out to 1 day of editing. So usually like a 2-day trip would take me about 2 days of editing. Now I'd say it's about 50% longer, just because I enjoy living. Are you going to history alone? I'm not going to go on alone. I probably never go on alone for a number of reasons. So alone would be amazing because of the experience of it. I would absolutely love to put myself in a situation that I would push myself as hard as I could. The reasons why I wouldn't go on alone is because I'm doing really well not going on the show. I'm able to put out content on my own terms in a way that I want. I put myself out like to the public in a way that I'm comfortable with. Nobody's interfering and cutting it in certain ways and doing all that. I'm also not taking a huge chunk of my time to put it into somebody else's thing. So I'm sure if I go on alone, that's like a few months, like a third of a year, maybe like worth the time. Also, it's very damaging to your body to starve yourself for that long. I don't think I have all the know-how to compete with some of those people. So I don't think my chances of winning are super high. And there's like a potential that I could, perhaps even hurt my reputation a little bit too. But the main reason is things are going really well for me here on YouTube. So I'm going to keep doing survival videos like 5 days. I'm probably going to go up to 7 days alone style videos and do pretty damn well doing that as opposed to going on alone, as fun as alone would be. Would I ever go on a camping trip with one of your followers? Yeah, sure. I think it's just like hard to juggle, do that though, like set it all up and everything. And I just got like a lot of things on the go that I'm really into right now. Are my brothers in the chat? Good spot to go camping in Ontario for a first timer. Man, you can't go wrong with Algonquin. That place is like set up perfectly for first timers. Craig Smith says beep bop. Okay, great. Are you hiring for positions on your channel? Because I would love to. I don't know what I would hire you for, Isaiah. I mean, if you can edit or if you can assist me in some sort of way, let me know. I'm not hiring anybody full time, but if you have ways of helping me in some sort of way, if you have skills that could be valuable to me, let me know what those skills are. You should collab with the Outdoor Boys. Yeah, that'd be cool. Any tips on making content? Yeah, just do it. Have an idea. Any tips on yeah, like what's the premise? Like what are you trying like what's the question that needs to be answered that somebody would want to watch the video for? How are you adding value? Like what is your skill that you can share with the world, or what is the cool thing that you're doing, and how do you share that? And the best way to do that is just like if you're up to something fun and interesting, and YouTube's great because people will watch almost anything on YouTube. Not anything, but like there are niches for everything on YouTube, and certain people just make those niches really interesting by the way they film them, or they're just very interesting people. So just start filming what you do. Not everything, but like the interesting things that people might want to see. People watch other people cut lawns and cook food and machine tools and build stuff and whatever, tell jokes. There's so many ways you can approach it. Just find out what you're good at and what you can add, and then just start filming it. Use your phone and just go, hey, today I'm doing this, and then do it. And then, if you're vlogging, you go, hey, today I'm doing this. And then you show yourself doing that. And then at the end, you're like, this is what I learned from doing this. It's very simple structure. That's if you're vlogging. Otherwise, like, man, just figure out what types of videos you want to do and just do them. And recognize that the first time you make a video, it's probably going to suck. But you're going to have learned a lot, and just keep going. Tenting with Keith asks, what's your go-to for drone make and model? I'm using the DJI Mini 4 Pro. I think it's pretty good. It's small, it's light, it's pretty damn good. The Air would be sick because you can zoom in, which would be nice occasionally, but I think it's just too big. Did I ever take a course on videography? Just learned it through the process. I just learned it from the process. Man, YouTube is just such an amazing source for all that. So I definitely learned a lot from YouTube, but like the basics, like ISO, aperture, shutter speed, all that I learned from the internet. But then just getting out there and doing it, and just picking little things up here and there from other people, all learned in the field. Not all of it, but yeah. Sandra, can you help me with my homework? Yes, I can. Go do it. Go do your homework. What's your bucket list trip to take? Man, honestly, probably like a big mountain somewhere, maybe in the Himalayas. Like Mount Everest honestly sounds pretty cool. As much as there can be lines up there and stuff, it's still pretty badass, So probably like a big mountain somewhere. Someone asked what you went to university for. I'm asking, how do you think it did or did not impact your current job? I actually went to Western for media information and techno culture, and I kind of wanted to do more of a it's like a glorified media degree. Like it's like media theory. Honestly, it really wasn't for me. I think it helped me out very little, maybe like a little bit, but I wish I took a more applied. It was like an academic project. I wish I took more of an applied, like hands-on, like course, like maybe at college or something that might have helped me more, get into film and stuff. That being said, honestly, like everything led up to where I am now, so it probably helped me in some way. I don't think it directly helped me, but I can't discredit it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think everything that I'm doing now kind of just is like a little bit different from that university degree. And maybe even if I went to a college or something to learn more hands-on videography and storytelling, maybe that wouldn't even help me. Maybe that would like teach me all these things that wouldn't help me just make random hand-bombed vlogs, I don't think it's had too much of an impact. Josh Reed, Xander, met you at Timmy's in Espanola. Let's get that multi-pitch trip going. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I met Josh. Josh is he was a fan. He's a fan now, a buddy. Me and Max were driving up north. He comes running at my truck, wielding a knife, and he flagged us down. He's like, "Oh man, I can't believe it's you guys." It was really fun, and we ended up chatting for like 30 minutes. If you guys ever see me IRL, come say hi. Josh is one of those dudes. I'm teasing. He wasn't wielding a knife. I'm just joking. Travis knows Josh. What percentage of your subs do you think are aliens? Very small percent, but not zero. How can I contact you for hire? Like to hire me? I don't know. I'm not really like taking jobs. But right. You want to be hired. Instagram. How do you get content ideas? I don't know, man. They just kind of just come to you. I don't like the ideas are quite simple. Like canoe trip here, or it's raining. Let's go see what it's like to camp in the rain at this time, or survival. I don't know. Just kind of comes to you. Xander, check your DMs. Maybe later. I will later. Xander, do you ever plan on going to the Pacific Northwest for a video, like the Puget Sound or the Cascade Range? No plans, but man, who knows what next year holds or whatever. Would you ever go to the Lake District? I don't know what that is. How are you? I'm great. Thank you for asking. Ever see Bigfoot? Man, too many times to count, honestly. Yeah, me and him are buddies. All right. Do a video like top comment decide my gear to add to that. Would you consider more meme video ideas like that? Yeah, maybe. That'd be kind of fun. I mean, last time I let you guys name my canoe, you named it Swimmy McSwimface. And I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah. Have you ever pooped your pants while in the forest? If so, what's the story? No, I got a funny story though. I don't think I'm going to tell that one though. It's not me though. It's somebody else. Funny story though. Not mine to tell. Wish I could tell. Really funny. Have you done any trips to the Northern Algoma area? I don't know about Northern Algoma, but yeah, I did the Whiskey Cork Loop. Is that Algoma? Kind of. I don't know. Recommended on book on how to be a communicator like yourself. It says recommend a book on how to be a good communicator like yourself. Oh, you're calling me a good communicator, or is that a question? Wait, are you asking me how to be a good? I don't know if I have any books. I think I read the book Talk Like Ted. Here, you know what? I did read some books. Let me check. This one. Okay. Oh, that's a good book. Talk Like Ted. Public Speaking Secrets. And then there's also a Dale Carnegie book on speeches that I read years ago. I forget the name. I thought it was on the shelf. I couldn't find it. But you can find it. Dale Carnegie. He's the man. Go to Indonesia and survive on an island. That might be in the works. October 2024. Probably gonna happen. What kind of music do you listen to? Honestly, man, okay, so I've been listening to like my old high school emo music when I've been at the gym recently. It's been kind of fun, but I don't always do that. It kind of varies, but lately it's been like kind of like emo pop, like pop punk. It's been funny. It's been fun. How old Patch is holding up? She's good. She's coming on my next trip with me. 2 weeks. We'll see. Would you ever collab with Mav? I answered that question earlier, and the answer was yes. If I don't even know if Mav knows who I am, so if anybody wants to let Mav know that I know some fishing spots up here in Canada, or if he wants to go on a canoe trip, tell him to hit me up. Do you ever get recognized much? Yeah, I do. I'd say about once a week, generally. I get recognized either in the city, just like everywhere, anywhere, random places. The most commonly places I get recognized are like outdoor stores or climbing gyms, places like that. But yeah, I get recognized from, the grocery store to Wendy's parking lot. It's fun. Actually, the other day I was on the highway. So on my Algonquin trip, I probably got recognized like 10 times. It was pretty crazy. But on the drive home, I'm driving my truck, and some dude in a Sprinter van He's like in the fast lane. I'm in the middle lane. He's like, hey, hey. And I rolled down the window. We had like a chat going like 100 kilometers an hour. It's hilarious. He recognized my truck. It was so funny. So pretty wild. Ted isn't TED Talks, yes. Will we ever see your dad in another video? Yes. Do you watch Truck House Life with Timmy? No, but I've seen him on TikTok or Instagram Reels. Luke Makara says, you've spoken on mental health giving up substance before. Could you speak on the benefits you've experienced since? I love you from Jersey. You changed my life. Great, man. Yeah, man. For me, it's like stability. Like I'm just who I am all the time, and that varies with like food and caffeine and sleep, my energy and my attitude, but it's so much more just flat and straight. And I'd say like here's me in a bad mood, and I'm pretty much here all the time, in a good mood. Before when I was using substances, I'd be like here, and then I would drink or whatever, do drugs, and like all over the place. But I'm always kind of like baseline, like high, not like super high. I'm never like super stoked. Like I can be, but that's like, I'm usually around here, and like, my mood kind of drifts around here. I'm never down here. Whereas when I was using before, I was like, all over the map. So it's like my baseline like level of happiness and well-being is just, high, general high, not like super high, just like, good. And I feel stable. And I feel like the decisions I make today benefit me tomorrow. And I'm not like as impulsive and, sporadic, and I am who I am all the time. I'm not like the drunk version of myself or the sober version of myself or the hungover version of myself or like the high version of myself. I'm Xander Bunnick 24/7, and it's pretty fucking awesome. I've learned to love myself too a lot more. What editing software do you use? I use Adobe Premiere. It's great. What is your comfort movie? Comfort though. I come back to Master and Commander like once a year. Good movie. Love that movie. Naked and Afraid when? Never. What motivates you? Lots of things, but I really like it when I get messages from people telling me how much they appreciate my content, or when people show up on the street and they recognize me, and they say how much videos of mine have influenced them to go to the outdoors more, or how they've given up drinking and drugs and seek better pastures, either in other things or in the outdoors, or those definitely motivate me. What also motivates me is just having a great video. Like that feels good to have people like a large number of people enjoy a video, or a small amount of people enjoying it thoroughly. Like very motivating. It really is. I love putting out good movies or videos. Have you watched Trailer Park Boys? Yeah, man. So funny. Do you play video games? No, I quit video games a while ago, and now I tried to play like Polybridge 2 or 3 like a few months ago, and I got like anxious. I just can't play video games anymore. I personally feel like they're a waste of time for me, but I used to play like competitive games obsessively, and I don't anymore, and I'm very happy that I don't. Last TV show you watched? I can't remember. Oh, it was one of those like Netflix, BBC shows, like Planet Earth type beat, but I don't know exactly what it was. It had like dinosaurs in it and everything. Several people want to know if you play games and what's your favorite. I don't play games, but I think the games that I used to play were like Counter-Strike, like Source. No, Counter-Strike, CSGO. I used to play like Dota, but like that was back when I was like, back in the day. How did you quit gaming? You just occupy your time with other things that are more useful. Find other hobbies. Just like find any other hobby. Games are so addicting. Are ticks a problem in Canada, and how do you handle them? Ticks, fortunately, haven't been much of a problem. I hear that some southern parks are starting to get them, but I personally haven't really had much of an experience, bad experience with them. So I'm pretty good, pretty lucky that way. Would you say you are more or less busy than a person working a more traditional 9 to 5 job? I don't come home and I don't know, man. That's a hard question. Like I'm kind of always working, but also never working. And I take time off when I need it. Like I can just take Monday off at any point. And then I can also just like work into the night if I want. So I'd say I'm about as busy. I'd probably say I'm more busy, but the work is better. I don't know. Hard to compare. I think I'm like always working. And like I go on like a 7-day canoe trip. Is that like me working the whole time? I don't think so. I mean, I'm only filming like 4 hours of the day. I'd say it's so hard to tell. I'm like always working, but never working. You know what I mean? Do you plan on venturing in the North Shore of Superior sea kayaking? Yeah, no plans yet, but maybe. I prefer the river travel than the coastline stuff. Hey Xander, new fan here. I was wondering what kind of drone you use. I answered that one before. That is the DJI Mini 2 Pro. Rank your brothers on best outdoor cooks. Me, number one. Then maybe Ben or Dylan, though I have not seen either of them cook outdoors before, but I know Ben's a pretty good cook, and I'm sure Dylan's pretty confident. Max is last for sure, 100%. Max is last. Tie for Ben, Dylan in the middle, and I'm the best. Is that a guitar amp behind you? Where? Here? Those are a bunch of sleeping bags. Sleeping bags. No guitar amp. That's a couch. Oh, I keep pointing in the wrong direction. Shelf, gear, bunch of other things. My favorite piece of gear. I don't know. My tarp, my chair, my sleeping bag. Oh, I love my sleeping bag. I love getting into a sleeping bag and just like cuddling up in the end of the night. Going sober story tips. I've put myself in a rehab. I was deep. I just like kept on adding to my problems with more substances. So I put myself in rehab, which was very helpful because it gave me a break from all of my habits. And then I was in a 12-step program for a while. And then I channeled all my effort into YouTube. And I'm no longer in a 12-step, but that was extremely helpful. And if you're struggling, there's no better thing to have than community. And 12 steps like AA or NA really offer that to a lot of people. For me, I found community in YouTube. When I started posting YouTube videos all the time, and I was getting feedback, and people were like, keep going. And that gave me motivation as I was kind of telling my story of sobriety, that that gave me community, that gave me meaning, and that gave me purpose. But for anybody else out there, is 12 steps great, and putting your energy and effort into like other better things. Exercise is incredible. Eating food that's healthy, that's all like well and good. But like if you're really deep, yeah, man, fucking rehab and excuse my language, rehab and 12-step programs, and just like asking for help from people. There are support groups. There's lots of that help out there. Xander, I love you, dude. Seeing you smile with every outdoor success lifts my mood so much, and your videos make me happy. Peace and love, bro. Thank you. GMZ. Least favorite piece of gear to carry? Rocks. I don't know, man. To carry, I don't know. My camera batteries. Oof, just heavy and useless sometimes. Like collab with Dan Becker. We've chatted. I think he's like way out. I don't even know where he is. Yeah, it'd be fun. 2 years sober. Congrats, brother. How do you pass time while camping? Twiddle my thumbs. I mean, I'm most of the time I'm pretty busy. Um, keep keep a busy schedule. Reading's good. Sometimes I cheat and I download little YouTube videos on my phone so I can just like have a little treat sometimes, or like a Netflix video. I don't do that too often, but it is kind of nice on some nights. Also, audiobooks, awesome. Podcasts, awesome. Books, amazing. I feel like the only time I actually read novel are on camping trips nowadays, because my brain is just so stimulated. But filming also takes up a lot of time too. And if it's a heavy duty trip, then I'm usually just working and going and moving. Liam Jackson, hey Xander, longtime fan. Do you have a room dedicated to gear? And if so, do you have any tips on keeping gear organized? No, man, dude. I live in a small apartment in the city. Those are my sleeping bags here. That's my sleeping bag pile. This is my living room. This is gear down here. There's like, I don't know, tents and pads, and these are all my like winter coats and half my backpacks, and the entire store. That room is just a pile of gear. No, I do. And then my back, it's spilling into my backyard and my back shed. No, I'm not good with. No recommendations. Get a big room and shelves. Good luck. Take pictures, send them to me. Do you believe in Bigfoot? Of course. Bigfoot is real. I've met him many times. What is your favorite animal to see on a trip? Ooh, the exotic ones like the caribous. Like, so cool. Bear, moose, the big ones for sure. Man, honestly, and just like pulling like a big fish out from the depths is just really cool. It's like amazing. Yeah, any animal. Are you and Gustavo still on good terms? What's he up to these days? Man, Gustavo, I saw him like 6 months ago and he hasn't got back to me. He's kind of just like ran off into the woods, and I don't think I don't know. I think I kind of hurt his feelings a little bit. Do you smoke weed? No, I don't do drugs or alcohol or nicotine. Survivor Man or Bear Grylls? That's always like that question always comes up. You know what? And I like them both. I know Bear Grylls kind of like fakes his content, but he's an awesome entertainer and seems like a pretty charismatic human. So I find that's like he can be charming and so he has qualities. And then Survivor Man is obviously much more well known for his DIY, like do it yourself film style, and his him actually genuinely going out there and filming and filming like doing the actual survival stuff. So I like them both, but Survivor Man's obviously got more like cred, and like as far as I'm concerned. Are you afraid of bears in the Yukon? Like a little bit. Like I'll bring my 12 gauge, but should be fine. What is the worst injury you have gotten while doing your camping trips? I don't think I've had many big injuries, knock on wood, cuts and scrapes and stuff, like stick in the eye and stuff. That's about it. Still kick it with John Terry. Yeah, me and him are homies. We're going to see each other on Tuesday. I got to message him tomorrow to see when I have to start driving up. How old was I when I first started camping alone? The first time I went camping alone, I was 31. Yeah, just 4 years ago. So 3 years ago, 30, something like that. Yeah, so that was the first solo trip I ever did, was on this channel. It's like the silent winter one from 2021, I believe. Your sense of humor in your videos. Do you know Justin Barber? Oh, love your sense of humor. I don't know him, but I know of him, and I watch him. I don't know if he knows me, and we don't know each other. Oh, I guess he might know me. I don't know, does he? But definitely know him, not personally, but love his videos. The guy's a real G and a real adventurer. He does like super hardcore stuff, and he doesn't get nearly the attention that he should. Do you think the city is more dangerous than the forest? Yeah, Do you think the city is more dangerous than the forest? Those, yep, yes, probably. I mean, like, there's people here, and people can be dangerous. I mean, I'm more likely to get, um, robbed or hurt in car accident, like having a car accidents, or have bad encounters with people. Like, not that I've experienced, but um, yeah, probably. Do you compose your shots or wing them? I've heard that you should plan every shot you do. Yeah, I plan on the fly a little bit. I compose, like, I try to, like, make each shot prettier lately. Like, sometimes I get a little lazy and I just kind of like wing it, but yeah, it's better to, like, I don't plan, like, pre-plan. Like, sometimes I have, like, oh, I want to get this shot on this trip because I know it's going to be a beautiful location. Like my Yukon trip, I know a shot that I really, really want for my thumbnail of a spot. Um, when it comes to those things, yeah, absolutely. Like, I think planning for my title and my thumbnail and the premise of a video, as opposed to just winging it, is going to pay more dividends for the popularity of the video versus if I just wing it. But like each single shot, um, it depends how far in advance you're thinking that I prepare it. Yeah, sometimes I just wing it, but inspiration comes pretty quickly, often. Half the commentators want to know about any scary experiences. Not many, man. Just that time I got, abducted by aliens and probed heavily. I can't. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me see here. I can't scroll on this thing anymore. Xander, talk about the falling canoe. Oh yeah. Okay, you'll see that in the next video. But yeah, that was wild. So we're portaging down Denison Falls on the Dog River, which is like I'd say like 45-degree slope, a little more, 50-degree slope, and then at the end there's like a 15-foot vertical cliff into about 2 feet of water, and I'm like halfway up this segment, just before the cliff, because I'm helping that the canoes and all the bags come over the edge. And one of our partners, one of the guys on the trip, Cam, he's like right beside me, and we're kind of like right in the middle of this death drop. And I tell him, I'm like, Cam, like, stay out of the way, because just in case something gets let go, it's going to come barreling through here. And within 2 seconds, the rope that's holding the canoe breaks, and it just shoots down the slide at like as fast as you can imagine, ripping right by us. And this over the cliff edge, like this 15-foot cliff, nose diving into the 2 feet of water, like into the rocks below, and just absolutely just indenting the front of the canoe, nearly hitting us and missing us because some of the webbing broke. Fortunately, nobody got hurt and we're all good. But yeah, it was definitely a moment. You stay out of the way of potential risks, and it was you'll see in the next videos. We got like 5 cameras on that. What do you miss most when out? My bed's nice. Shower. I'm an internet addict. I love the internet. But that's also one of the things that I like a lot about being out is my my space from the internet, my space from my phone and YouTube and social media. I love being forced to be away from all that. Do you color grade your footage? Sometimes I just slap a LUT on things, but I'm pretty lazy with it. Maxim's like pretty hardcore color grading. But yeah, no, maybe I should do a little bit better with that. But sometimes, like, I try not to take on, if it's like super easy. Did we get another? No. If it's super easy, like I'll add it to my workflow. But to be honest, I'm trying to like limit the amount of extra things that I put into me getting a video out the door. In the past, there was one point in my life where I messed around too much with videos and tried to perfect them with all these animated maps and voiceovers and animations and colors and all these things that I never ended up finishing videos. So now I try to do more like just like edit it with a feeling and try to get it out the door a little quicker. So I try not to touch some of those things, even though maybe just doing a little bit of color grading here and there can like boost the quality of the video with like 5 minutes of work by like 10% or something. Color is fine, natural, Doug. Okay, based, to be honest. Would you ever do the meanest link in Algonquin? Yeah, sure, why not? Colton Carpenter asks, do you use a GPS unit? Yeah, I have a Garmin InReach Explorer Plus, and I honestly never use the GPS on that thing. I track my data on it, and then I use it for communication and weather, but I mostly use my cell phone. I mean, you can pre-cache maps on that if you need them, but if I have a map, I'll just look at the map, Where do you find your cook pots and pans, and what do you use to filter water? I got my cook pots and pans pots. I got them all like 15 years ago, and they don't make them anymore. They're amazing. Jim Baird also has the same ones. And the pan is an MSR Glacier, and I use a Platypus gravity water filter, which is the best water filter you can have for canoe camping. Which fish species is tastiest? Which one is the most fun to catch? Brook trout and trout are probably the tastiest with walleye. I'd say those two. I'd say brook trout and walleye are probably the tastiest in my opinion. And then the most fun to catch, maybe smallmouth bass. Just like topwater bass fishing is a lot of fun. They're like aggressive and they like. I don't know. I just like the way bass fight. I think bass fishing can be some of the most fun, especially when you're like looking for structure on like around the shore. And I think bass fishing is quite a bit of fun. What exciting things coming up next on trip? Next trip? God, notice this comment, lol. What's exciting things coming up next on trip? On my next trip, or which trips are coming up that are going to be exciting? Well, I got to hang out with John on my next trip, but some trips that are coming up: Wabakimi, then the Yukon, then the Amazon, then hopefully something with Max in September. We still have to plan that. And then October, maybe another island video, and then November, maybe a hiking video, and then December, Clay Hayes hunting trip. Yeah, it's pretty sick. I got, and then maybe New Zealand next year. We'll see though. So I have Yukon booked, Amazon. It's like gonna happen. It's just not paid for. And then the island video is not. That's like not confirmed, but it's like pretty confirmed. Yeah, pretty cool. And then the Clay Hayes thing is pretty much confirmed. December, you should go to Nepal. Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. I gotta go there. I want to climb a mountain or just do a hike and just like gain some altitude. You know what I mean? Might as well. Thoughts on Luke from the Outdoor Boys? I touched on him earlier, man. Luke is the man. He's like such a genuine human and good father and like a great hardworking human. And he lives in an amazing spot to pump out good content. Like Alaska's incredible, but he always has incredible ideas and he implements them well. And like he absolutely deserves all the recognition and attention and popularity that he's get because he makes amazing content and he's a good human. Power to him. And like if I could have an amazing family like him one day, like I'd be a happy man. He seems like a really cool dude. Have you ever considered Asia? I lived in Asia for a while and I would love to go back, but to film content this time. I see Ben deleting comments. Do you watch the Starship launch from SpaceX later? Yes, I will be watching that. That's happening tomorrow morning, I believe. What small town are you from? Carlisle. I don't know why I almost forgot. You said you should be a happy camper. You should have said you'd be a happy camper. I don't know what that's in reference to. Sorry, my brain is off. Are you sponsored by Arc'teryx? I am an ambassador for Toronto, like Arc'teryx in Toronto. So not quite, but I work with them, and it's great. What is the grade that you climb? I think highest recently that I've climbed is V5, like bouldering, and then like top roping or lead. I haven't done much of that recently, but like 510 plus right now. But I could probably climb 511, no problem. What's my fingy heels? Could we ever get a full life story video? Whoa, that sounds like a lot of work. Maybe, but geez, that would be so much work. John's doing something like that right now for his like tripping series, which is incredible. It's really paying off for him. Very admirable and very courageous of him to go after that series. That's crazy. Could I do that? I don't know. Have I ever been to the Boundary Waters in Minnesota? I have not, but I almost made a trip up in Quetico, which borders that recently. It's late here, need to sleep, but Xander ain't leaving. No, I'm here for a bit. I'll be here for a bit. I'll be honest, I didn't get great sleep last night, but I'll hang out for a bit. It's a lot of fun. I like you guys too. You guys are pretty chill. How was the golf game? Honestly, I put down golfing last year. I think it was the year before that I kind of just like I played like 3 games and I just found myself like not enjoying it. Like I was a little bit more frustrated and a bit on edge more than just like anything. So last year I was like, I'm just not gonna golf this year. And you know what? My hairline stopped receding. I stopped getting stress wrinkles. You know, my like everything just my stress just decreased entirely and life is good. And I haven't been out this year, but maybe I'll go out this year if my buddy invites me. Bro, what are some of these questions, chat? I don't know. Hey, Xander, you ever thought about coming to Newfoundland, Canada? Yeah, I haven't thought about it much, but I would. What is the reason for using a kayak paddle and a kayak paddle and a canoe paddle and a kayak paddle in your latest video? I prefer canoeing with a canoe paddle. I find it's just more enjoyable, more elegant. I love the strokes. It's just much more enjoyable experience to use a canoe paddle. But a kayak paddle has more power, more sustained power, especially into the wind. So I basically only use canoe or kayak paddles now when I'm canoeing into headwinds. Just because you can just get that sustained power and you don't have to like fight like J stroke to you don't have to make corrective strokes in order to keep the canoe straight when you can just powerhouse it with the kayak paddle. Anyways, hey, check out this paddle I just got. It's a Werner. Pretty cool. I bought one of these for my whitewater trip, but this is another one with a slightly different size. It's really nice. I gotta return it though because there's a little dent here, oddly. Anyways, enough about that. I prefer using canoe paddles. And also, this canoe paddle here is from Halberton Paddle Shop. This is remarkably hard to point at. He did an amazing job. He sent me a bunch of paddles. I'll be using one of those on my Wabakimi trip coming up in 4 days. Cats or dogs? Man, they're both great, but I've had a lot more cats in my life than dogs. But I think my next animal will be a dog or a parrot. Are my brothers still here or they dip out? What's the worst thing you've eaten while camping? God, there's got to be some stuff that made me like throw up. Oh, that slug when I was out in Panama. That was disgusting. Okay, my camera battery is about to die, so I'm gonna switch batteries, but I don't know what's gonna happen here, so just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, okay. I thought I might have to end chat. Great. We'll go for a little longer. A few people ask about your fitness regime. I kind of answered that before. I think the big thing is just like going all the time, like going every day and just work on what doesn't hurt. I'll warm up by walking backwards on the treadmill with it off, pushing the treadmill with my feet, and that's like a good warm up. And it's really great for, strengthening around your knees. Because I used to get like knee pain. Now I don't from doing that. And then I'll do legs at the beginning of the week because I used to neglect working on my legs. Now I do like squats, and I've got my squat up pretty high, Bulgarian split squats. And then I love doing bench press and push exercises like dumbbells and all that. So I'll just switch through what doesn't hurt. And then like chin ups and handstands are always like really fun. Would you? Yeah, but sorry, back on that. But the big thing is just going all the time. Just like pick a time of the day. Mine's like 2:33 that I just go every single day that I'm available. And then some days I'm just like, I'm beat and I'll just be there for like 20 minutes and I'll just go home. But usually I'm like, I have enough energy and I'll just like get into a workout because I've put myself in that position to like, work out. And I don't even fight myself to go there. I just like do it. And that's how you gain strength. I read a comment just a second ago and I totally forget. Would you ever enjoy crafting your own paddle? Probably not. I think it seems very tedious and I'm pretty brutish I'm not like as finessey with things that others might be. I'm not as like crafty. Slug story. Oh, I just ate a disgusting slug while on Panama. How often do you travel? Right now, I've been doing about 1 or 2 trips a month. Not super many, but they're bigger trips. I'm not married either. I've been asked that a bunch of times. What do you suggest as a step up from car camping, tent camping? Maybe not step up. You mean like comfort wise, or like more hardcore? Comfort wise, you just get a better, an RV or a trailer, and then step up like backpacking or canoe camping would be like the next thing. No, I haven't been practicing archery. I would like to, and actually I should get back on that. I absolutely love shooting my bow, but I haven't found much time. What are your squat and bench PRs? I can squat 3 plates and I can bench 2 plates, just over 2 plates, pretty consistently now. Squats, I've only squatted 3 plates one time, and I've deadlifted 4 plates. What's your stance on alcohol, drugs? I mean, if you can use them in moderation, cool. Some people can't. If it's something that you go to when you, it's like a source of relief all the time, and you find yourself using it daily, it's probably not good for you. I find my sobriety is the happiest I've ever been. So, I did have fun using alcohol and using drugs and stuff. There was a lot of fun, but also that led to a lot of just like me probably not chasing my dreams, depression and just like hangovers and all that. Probably not necessarily moving forward. So I don't know if you can use it in moderation. I don't see really a problem with it, but for me and for a lot of others who potentially overuse, better to just not, Okay, what drugs do you use? You don't gotta answer it. I get it. I was like a poly user, nothing like too hardcore, but just like lots of things. Any tips on starting to journal? Yeah, man, just journal. Just like don't even think about it. Like my journal is just like a place for me to just. So usually when I get a new journal, I just like scribble in it, fold the pages. I don't usually fold the pages up, but like you just scribble in it, make it kind of messy, and you just, throw in whatever you're thinking. Don't baby it. A lot of people, everybody has their own everybody has their own style. But for me, I don't baby it. I just like, I want it to be a place that I can come to at any moment and not have to like feel like I'm ruining my journal. I don't want it to be perfect, because if it was perfect, then you don't use it. It's like having a really, really nice car. If you have a really, really nice car, you leave it in the garage, you look at it, you keep it clean, you drive it on Sundays. If you have a beater, you fucking take that thing over curbs, you don't really give a shit. You use that thing and you abuse it. Sorry for my language. So that's how I treat my journal. Can we see your journal, please? Absolutely not. How many backflip burpees can you do? I don't know. I haven't done a backflip in years. I'm sure I could still do one though. Actually, I think I could do one pretty easily, to be honest. I know you had a hard pass. What pulled you out of that? Just knowing how good it is on the other end. My mom was an alcoholic. She sobered up, and she friggin' became such an amazing woman. She always was an amazing woman, but just her turnaround was incredible. And then for me, when I was in my worst, I had a friend, Eric, who I run with. He did rehab, and he was really deep into alcohol and drugs too. I saw his turnaround, and it was like, oh my God. Like this man really turned his life around, and he's just like the type of person that I want to be. And it was just so motivating. And actually, here I went to his wedding last summer, and this is a picture of us together back when I had my mullet. I love this photo. That cute. Yeah, just seeing how good it is on the other side. So I hope I could be that for other people. But then again, people didn't really see me when I was at my worst. Will Mullet Xander ever make a return? 2050. Going to the Steel River at the end of August. Any tips? Yeah, man. Enjoy and have fun. It's a good trip. Do a backflip? No. What's your greatest fear? Oh, I lost that one. Will there be more hunting videos this upcoming fall? Yeah, I'm going hunting with Clay in December if I get the permit, which I applied for. Why do you travel? Any close encounters with bears on your journey? No, man. They all dip. Like they all smell me and they run away. They're all like, what the heck is that? They just tumble off into the woods. Is camping and campground a good place to start for most people? Yes. Or should they go straight to tent camping in the wild and canoeing? Yeah, man, going to camp. That's how like I did a lot of camping with my mom, car camping and trailer camping at campgrounds. It might not be like the most hardcore thing ever, but like it's still like getting into the woods, getting used to the, dealing with the weather, dialing in your sleep systems, dealing with dealing with bugs, and just like, learning about gear, like acquiring gear. A big thing too is like acquiring gear. Like if you car camp and camp at campgrounds like that, you can bring the cheaper gear that's bulkier. And you can slowly start accumulating the ultralight or just lightweight, more compactable gear that you would need to go on backpacking canoe trips. So you can go to Canadian Tire, like Cabela's, and just buy like that cheap stuff that you can, throw in the back of your truck and then go camp at one of those campgrounds. No, it's great, man. That's a great way to camp. You're going to have neighbors and stuff, but there's nothing wrong with it. Camping's camping. Like that's a great way of camping. Where did you learn to edit videos and photos? Oh, just by doing it. Yeah. Acquiring steroids. That's weird. No, I'm not on steroids. People or seclusion. I like both. But I tend to be quite extroverted. A little bit of both, but more extroverted. So I prefer tripping with buddies. I quite like it, but solo trips are a lot easier to film and generally are, make for better videos. So I like to do a few of those a year, and then I like to trip with friends every once in a while. So a little bit of everything. So your knots are friggin' magic, dude. How-to vid. I have a how-to vid on most of the knots I use. I haven't changed the knots that I use that often, so that knot video that I put out like 3 years ago still is pretty relevant. Do you struggle with anxiety and panic remedies? So I was having like, I did a couple sponsorships with Headspace, and and I was genuine about how meditation has impacted my life over the last year or so. Meditation is extremely helpful for that, especially if you find yourself like really caught up in your head with anxiety. I don't know about necessarily panic attacks, but for me, when I was having like pretty bad anxiety and these like draining thoughts, I turned to meditation on a daily basis. I still meditate, not quite on a daily basis, not every single day anymore, a couple times a week, but it was like seriously very helpful for me. So I can't recommend meditation enough, especially if you're using it, consistently. How do you deal with the stress of the algorithm and the experience of your hard work not paying off in terms of views? I don't know. I feel like I'm generally pretty lucky with that. Like, I don't know. I feel like I've been rewarded pretty well for the videos that I think are going to do well. And I've seen enough seasons to see the ebbs and flows of the views through the seasons to know that some seasons are just better than others and some content plays better than others. So, and that's fine, and it amazingly, this time of year is usually the worst time of year for me, or getting into the worst time of year for me for views and for earning potential. But it's been some of the best months I've ever had. So yeah, you just never know, and it always changes, and it's been pretty good for me. Do you live in the US or Canada? I live in Canada. Xander, life coach. Do I have a life coach? No, but yeah, I don't know what that question means. Why are you so mean to Gustavo? He deserves it. He's a dweller of the cave dweller type creature. Any cicadas up there? Not yet. How have you liked this live? It's been fun. Honestly, sometimes I wish I had more energy. I didn't get like a great amount of sleep last night. I took a little power nap before this, but yeah, I feel like sometimes I'm not like 100% myself, but it's always fun. I love hanging out with you guys. It's so stimulating. There's been over 1,000 people in this chat since the beginning. That's 1,000 people. 1,000 people. That's nuts. What are y'all doing? That's crazy. You guys are crazy. I'm so grateful that y'all are here. I love all of you guys. Thank you for coming around. Do you have a job other than editing videos? No, I don't. This is my full-time job. We'll probably wrap this one up pretty soon though, guys. I've been having a lot of fun, but I feel like probably kind of getting to the end of it. When did you find your love for the outdoors? Probably when I was really little, like catching frogs in the local river, or just like going up to my family cottage. I feel like there's like so many people find peace in the outdoors. I think it's like a very natural place to be. Madeline says, "Will you marry me?" Probably not. I don't know who you are. I'm so sorry. What is the most intense, harsh winter with no protection? What is most intense? Harsh winter with no protection, or summertime with 10,000 bugs? Oh, winter, man, bugs. Okay, the worst is bugs. Like, I'll take any weather conditions over really bad bugs. Like, you can't escape the onslaught of bugs sometimes, So I would take like an absolute onslaught of weather over onslaught of bugs. What gym have you climbed at in Toronto? Pretty much all of them, to be honest. Would you ever do the Everglades in Florida? Yeah, man. I think was like napping today when I was thinking about wrestling crocodiles. I think that was like not even 2 hours ago when I was thinking about wrestling crocodiles somewhere. I gotta, or the gators. What am I talking about? Not crocodiles, gators. I'd love to wrestle a gator. Absolutely. How do you know birds? I see them. I've seen birds and I know them. What was the whole story about Xander Fish feet? Real. I'll leave that up to you to decide whether it was real or not. Do you plan to release merch for your fans? Yes, eventually. Collab with the Outdoor Boys. Absolutely, I'd love to. Hello from Philippines. Are you a hockey fan? I watched like one Leafs game this year, and I was absolutely disappointed by their loss. It was really funny. I second Ben Beauchamp collab, Evan. Oh yeah. Actually, I think I'm seeing Ben on Friday. We're grabbing lunch, and yeah, me and Ben will definitely do a trip together in the future. Love that dude. Super cool. What type of forest do you like? The ones with trees or the treeless ones? They're all nice. I love them all. Are you sure about birds? Aren't they all robots by now? Could be. It's my favorite campground that I've been to. Huh. I don't know. Some places in the States like Yosemite or Zion were pretty fantastic. Those are hard to get into. Grand Canyon, all beautiful. How did the Toyota deal come around? Jim Baird hooked me up with the contact there, and I just messaged them. We set something up. They just really wanted to work with me. Lots of fun. Very cool. All right, I'll check my DMs after the live stream, everyone. Yep. Please stop spamming the chat. Have you ever seen any weird stuff like paranormal while in the woods? Yeah, aliens a couple times, Bigfoot almost regularly. Loch Ness, like so many cryptids, so many. Ghosts, many ghosts, lots of ghosts. Would you do a survival video in Maine? Maine scares me just because of the ticks. But yeah, that'd be cool. All right, we'll go for a few more minutes here and answer like a few more questions. No, I have not been scared while camping. All my fears when I was younger were pretty irrational, thinking that there were things in the woods that were actually not there. Fearing, like a little noise in the woods was like a bear or like an axe murderer or something like that. I think that's the big fear that a lot of people have, and usually they're not valid or like just irrational. You know what I mean? Would you consider moving up north for better camping access? I thought about it. I think Barrie would be where I would probably move to. My family lives south. I love my family. I like being near them. I also love the southern forests. I like living in the city, not necessarily the congestion of the city, but I love, being around people and a lot of the things that it has to offer. I don't need to live in Toronto, but like maybe a slightly smaller city would be pretty cool. But yeah, like I don't know if I could live up in the Boreal as much as I love canoeing there. I think I prefer living a little bit more south, but who knows? I don't know what 2 years holds. How many subs were you at when I started making a decent living? Between 1,000 and between 1,000 and 100,000 subs was only like a few months. So that time period was like extreme growth and a lot of views. So it was like, I don't know, like 5 to 10,000 subs. That was like, okay, like I'm doing this full time. It wasn't great money, but it was like, okay. Now it's been pretty good recently. Like it's very comfortable now. How come we never see your mom? Take her camping. Yeah, I'm probably taking my mom camping this year. Xander, you got to do a video on every content. Are you gonna? Yes, I will. Absolutely. I'm gonna travel the world. Have you ever been to Haliburton, Ontario? Yeah, that's where my cottage is. Of course. You like Trailer Park Boys? Yes, I've been asked that. I do. All right, let's get a few more good questions in here, and then we're gonna wrap this one up. I'm gonna eat some food, take a little nap overnight, and then finish editing this thing so I can get some content out to you guys for Saturday. Would you do an Arctic camping? Yes, I would love to go back to the Arctic. Well, okay. Well, here comes the questions. Oh my God. Oh God. Death Take Your Mom. Thoughts on Chris McCandless? The dude was bold. Will you camp in Europe? Probably. The plans though. Why Toronto? Where were you born and raised? I was born and raised in Carlisle. But Toronto's just a big city. It's got a lot going for it. Lots of opportunities to do activities here. Friends around. I'm not set on it, to be honest. But yeah, it's all right. It's like, and it's also just like hard to move sometimes. I just like don't really feel like putting that effort in. And yeah. There's new bubbly coconut flavor. I saw it today in Toronto. Did you? Because there was one for a limited time, and I drank 2 boxes of it in like a day, and they disappeared. I messaged Bubbly on Instagram. I was like, "Hey, bring this back. Like, why are you making raspberry or like apple? Like, those are fine, but coconuts, like, where's that? What are your favorite types of videos to record? What terrain? Uh, what terrain? Uh, what do I like recording? Most like I love like canoe camping with like one buddy. That's like pretty fun. Like that's usually just like pretty fun and easy enough to film. Um, once more people get involved, it becomes really difficult to film. Solo trips are obviously the easiest to film, but they're probably like they're not as enjoyable as when you have friends around. Um, but survival videos are really fun to film, especially the no food challenges. I feel like there's just like I don't know, just like a lot going on, and the story kind of like tells itself as like, will I go hungry? Will, will I will I make it? It's a lot of fun. And yeah, what type of terrain? You gotta love the forest with like big deciduous trees. Once you get too far north, like it's the boreal is beautiful, but I love a little bit more variety in my terrain. Mm, 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 mm. What's the worst thing you've eaten during a trip? Oh, I was asked that. Snail, maybe a reindeer lichen. Ooh. When are you gonna have kids? When I am married. What was your job before YouTube? I answered that before. Would you in Australian wilderness? Absolutely. Do you know? Do they know you at know you? Do they know you at the Complete Paddler? I was there today. No, I was actually there yesterday, and no, they don't know who I am. Actually, it was quite funny. It's quite interesting. But they knew like Brad and all those guys. Would you bring a dog camping? Yes, I would. I would like to get a dog, probably like a lab or like a golden retriever. It's definitely the type of dog I'm gonna get. All right, guys. I think how about a trip to Greenland? Yes, absolutely. Do I fly fish? Yeah, I just got a fly fish rod here and I'm taking it to the Yukon. You ever been to the Boundary Waters? No, I haven't. I've been asked that, but no, I haven't. What's your favorite animal? We're gonna say the bullfrog today, but it was an otter not too long ago. Changes. Have I been to Antarctica? No, I haven't. Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap this one up. I think that an hour 45 is pretty good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun. I'm sorry I couldn't get to all you guys' questions. It's really hard. But I appreciate everybody coming out. Absolutely love every single one of you guys individually. And if I could, I would give you a giant bear hug. And yeah. thanks thanks for watching, guys. May you all have a wonderful night's sleep, and see you guys on Saturday, or you guys will see me on Saturday when I post the new video. And thanks for the congrats. All right, guys, later.